Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. Yo, strange things indeed they do happen in this world. The message it reads like this: Hello, Brother Nashi, how are you? Please post my story as anonymous. I have my ex-boyfriend who is currently in prison. I don't know if they have since deported him to Zim. He is the father of my children. I am a married South African woman and I have a good job. I really do not know how to take him out of prison. All of these kids that I had with my husband, who is also South African, on the birth certificate, he is the father. I've been thinking about going to the Home Affairs and removing him, and then I put my Zimbabwean boyfriend so that he can have some papers to continue working. It had been good all along because the kids, they know that he is the father. I would go with them to see their father, but they would always remain quiet in front of their stepfather because I do not want to break his heart. I am not a prostitute. I'm going to tell you what happened and some of the charms that I started to use on my husband to this very day. He does not even suspect a thing. My husband is not the biological father of the children that I have. They belong to a prophet. You know, those prophets from Zim that are having their churches in the bushes. He is one of them. He comes from an apostolic sect. Brother Nashi, when you post my story, I am begging you, post my story anonymously. I am a woman, currently 44 years of age. I do stay here. I've been staying here in my country with my husband. My husband is the one who has a really nice paying job, even though I have a nice paying job as well, but he gets a lot of money. We have been staying in the community where we are staying for the past 20 years. We are staying in the suburbs. So close to the suburbs where we stay, there is a bushy area, and people from Zim, we started to see them doing their church business there. And what has brought me here is that I have come here asking for help because I have a boyfriend of mine who is in Zim or is in prison. I do not know because I do not have any communication with him. My kids, because they are used to go and see their father here and there, they are asking me, where is daddy? But I can't tell them that daddy is not in the country right now. I'm just telling them that when I speak with daddy, we are going to go there and we are going to speak with him. If polygamy was allowed, I was going to get married to him somehow, so that he can have his papers here, because I do not love him as such, but I just wanted my kids to grow up knowing their father. When I say that I have come here with my problems, I do not want people to judge me, to criticize me. And to those that want to judge and criticize, please hold on to your coffee and comments for a moment. If you were in my shoes, you would have done exactly the things that I did, because I did them out of desperation. The issue that has prompted me to come forward today is that I want to confess my infidelity. I committed adultery with this white garment prophet to get children. The children that I do have, two of them, I have changed the number of kids because I do not want my husband to find out. They do not belong to him. My story, it began like this. I got married to my husband and we lived together for many, many years without a single child. So my husband, when he was young, he had an accident. I can't go into the details of the accident that he had because maybe you suspect. But when we started to date, he then told me that when he was young, he had some sort of an accident that he had, and then he was told that it was going to be very difficult for him to impregnate a woman. But still, I loved him. We tried everything that we could, even when we were still boyfriend and girlfriend. That was what he was interested in. He wanted to impregnate me, and I also wanted to fall pregnant for him. But unfortunately, I could not fall pregnant for my husband. I told him that it was okay. It really did not matter. I loved him with all of my heart, even if it meant that it was going to take a very long time before I could have fallen pregnant for him. When you are still boyfriend and girlfriend, believing in your true love story, you will think that it is very easy to stay with your partner. You are staying together and you don't have a child, and it is going to be okay after you would have gotten married. But once you get married, there are some external forces that will start to work against you. These external forces, they are coming from your in-laws. Your in-laws, they can come to you and then they can say bad stuff about you, saying that you do not want to fall pregnant for their son. That is exactly what was happening to me. The in-laws, they were coming and then they were saying that you do not want to fall pregnant for our son. And it was very painful because I tried so hard, but unfortunately, it was my husband who had a problem, and I could not tell them that your son is the one who has a problem. He can't impregnate me because I just wanted my husband to have some sort of dignity. I did not want to embarrass him in front of his relatives. I then started to research. I went to different sangomas here in our country. They would give me some herbs that they promised me. These herbs, they can clean a woman's womb. But those herbs that they were giving to me, they did not assist me in ways that I saw any change. It was the same thing. Nothing was really working. Fast forward, I went to this other herbal shop. So when I went there, I saw other women from that church, the White Garment Church. I then started to speak with them and I asked them if they could assist me because I heard that there is a lot of witchcraft in Zim. They said that their church was not all about witchcraft. What the person that had told me that was lying to me, their church was not all about witchcraft. So they invited me to their church. I did not want to go, but after I had tried to go to the doctors to get checked, what was happening, why we were unable to have a child, and my husband, since he was the one to be blamed, I did not tell him the truth. So I decided to visit that same church that is here in South Africa. It is an apostolic church. And when I started to go there, then those women, they would cook lemons mixed with honey, and I would ovulate immediately. Still, my husband was unable to give me a child. And whenever there is a lack of child in the home, then everyone will start to blame you as the woman. I saw that I was ovulating properly, but my husband was the one that was failing to make me to conceive a child for him. So the moment that as a woman you realize that you do not have a problem, I then went to this other white garment prophet who is my ex-boyfriend. When I went to his church, I had no intentions whatsoever to sleep with a Zimbabwean man. So he started to speak with me, he started to assist me. On the day when this act happened, the first time around that we slept together, he invited me to his house. It was during the week. I did not even go to work. I went to the location where he was staying. What surprised me was that whenever I would go and visit him, I would see a lot of people that will be waiting to be assisted by him. But on that day, there was no one. It was only him. He invited me indoors, and then he told me that there was something that was blocking my womb. It had to be taken out. I asked him how he was supposed to remove that fat that he claimed was blocking my womb. And then he said that he could use his manhood. I don't know why I agreed, but we ended up having unprotected sexual intercourse. And on my side, I wanted to test if I was going to fall pregnant for this man because I knew somehow that I was ovulating at that time. I thought that I would stop sleeping with that prophet, but somehow, I started to enjoy the love making that was happening between me and the prophet. We would sleep with each other almost on a daily basis. I would even sponsor this guy to come and visit me at my workplace. And then we would go to a lodge where we would sleep with each other, even on my lunch. My husband, he used to be someone that was very jealous. And I told this prophet that I was afraid that my husband eventually he was going to catch us. So this prophet then said to me, okay, it is not a big deal. I will see what we can do. One day, when we were sleeping at a lodge, what he did was that he came with a blanket. It was a black blanket. And then he gave me that black blanket and he said this to me. When your husband is fast asleep, I want you to take this blanket and I want you to cover his head with this blanket. This means that you will have power and control over him. When you come to see me, he won't even ask you where you are going. After you would have slept with me every time, before you bath, you are supposed to sleep with your husband so that his semen can mix with my semen. And when we have a child together, even if he goes for a DNA, in the spiritual realm, the DNA of your children that we had together will be like his children, or something will happen. The DNA will come out saying that the children, they belong to him. So I agreed. It seems as if I was under a spell, to tell you the truth. I'm afraid to tell you the job that I do because maybe there might be someone that will become suspicious. And to think that I would go and sleep with a man that has a church in the bushes, a man that can sleep at that church for days without bathing. I would not even mind knowing that my boyfriend has not been bathing for 2 or 3 days. When I'll start to think about him, my heart will start aching and I would even cry saying that I miss you. I want to sleep with you. He had this water that he would make me to drink. I drank that water for nearly a month. After 3 or 4 days, I would go and collect 6 liters of water from him. I do not know what kind of water it was, but it made me to always want to sleep with him. Then, as the month came to an end, that was when I saw that I was pregnant because I started to feel that there was something that was happening. By the end of the next month, I did a test and I saw that indeed I was pregnant because I had skipped my period. The doctors ran a test. The results came out showing that I was now pregnant. And I told my husband that it had finally happened. My husband was overjoyed. We celebrated, saying that finally we now have a child. I gave birth to my firstborn child, a girl. When the child turned, I'll say around 3 years, I fell pregnant by the same prophet again. I gave birth to another child, a boy. This meant that I now had 2 kids. So this prophet and I, we then decided that we were going to keep on dating and we wanted to have a 3rd child until the situation that has been happening in the country now has happened. So he is in prison right now. What is now scaring me is that this prophet, he told me that I am supposed to keep on using, there is this charm that he has been giving to me, the charm that I have been using on my husband. I do not know the consequences of those charms if it happens that I do not have those charms anymore. He gave me the charms. They are mixed with coriander, salt, as well as some soil that he said that the soil came from volcanic ash. I don't know where he got it, but that is what he told me. So this is what I do when my husband is fast asleep. If it happens that my husband he starts to ask a lot of questions that I do not like, then he instructed me to do this. I go and then I take that bottle that is full of those charms, and then I am supposed to put them under the bed. I put it under the bed, and then my husband, he will stop complaining. If he is complaining about our marriage, or maybe we recently had a fight, he will stop complaining. He will act as if everything in our marriage is perfect, everything is normal. That is what the prophet told me. So ever since my prophet was arrested, I have been using these charms. It seems as if there is something that just wants these charms to be finished quite quickly. Ever since he got arrested, I don't know how many times I have been fighting with my husband. We have been fighting almost on a daily basis. And for us to stay together, I have to constantly use these charms. And I keep on using a higher dosage and a higher dosage. But the challenge is that the charms, they are getting finished. I do not know where else I am going to get those charms if it happens that they are going to, there is nothing in the bottle anymore. Where will I go to? This man, I do not even know which village he comes from, because he did not tell me which village he comes from in Zim. We were just doing our things here in South Africa. Hence, I am looking for a way to help him so that he can come out of prison if he is deported, and he can be able to give me more chance, because on the other side, I do not want to lose my husband, because my husband, he has a nice job and he has offered my children a brighter future. I would not want my relationship with my husband to come to an end. So this is where I am right now, Brother Nashim. I've been using those charms on my husband so as to make him like a zombie. He does not know anything. And now it seems as if his ancestors, they are making him to think like a man and to act like a man in our house. I'll be following through in the comment section if there is anyone that knows anyone that can assist me. As for now, I would not appreciate a prophet from Zim who is a man to assist me, because I do not want to fall in that same trap that I once fell before. I would appreciate it maybe if it is a woman, a prophetess, that can help me to locate the father of my two kids again, so that he can assist me. All that I want from him is the charms that he gave to me, so that I can continue to give my husband those charms. I do not want him to start thinking like a man and for him to act like a man again. Recently, I went out to drink with my friends. When I came back for the first time in my life, I was surprised to find the doors were locked, because before all of this, I could go and I would sleep even at my friend's house. And when I would come back, he would be happy to know that I am back home. He would even be crying, telling me that he has been missing me. But when I went to drink with my friends, when I returned back, to my surprise, I saw that the doors, they were locked. He did not want me to enter into my own home. He just said, go back to where you came from. There is another story that I heard about another woman that had also given her husband some charms. In the end, that man, he woke up from that kind of a spell. And after he had woken up, that was when he stabbed the woman to death. I'm scared that maybe it will happen to me, because the way that he looks at me, sometimes when we fight, it's like he is possessed by a spirit that just wants him to murder me. Please assist me. I just want someone that can help me. If it is help that is going to come from a South African Sangoma, I want someone that can help me with a love potion. Your dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our dear system. Let us try to speak with our dear system in the comment section. Strange things indeed they do. happen in this world. You still want to bewitch him even more, even though you are saying that maybe his ancestors, they are making him to wake up so that he can see what is happening in his house. You still want to bewitch him. Let us talk with our dear sister in the comment section. Is it possible that a spiritual DNA can affect a physical DNA? Tell me what you think in the comment section.